Hello and welcome to the chapter chat on the topic of recruiting new volunteers. Today we'll walk through the process of how to identify needs, a message to potential volunteers, how to ask, tips for recruiting new volunteers, and resources for you. My name is Kim Allison and I work at DMA headquarters in the Chapter Relations Department. So first, it's important to identify needs. Every chapter is different, and a general who wants to volunteer might not get the response that you need to get new volunteers. So you need to evaluate what do you need, who can provide this, how can we communicate with him or her, and what would motivate him or her to get involved. You might notice the theme throughout this chapter chat that we emphasize making it personal, make that one-on-one connection. So once you know what you're looking for, create your recruitment message. Make it short, simple, and direct. What benefits are there to volunteering with your chapter, and what skills or experience will the individual gain in return for their donation of time, money, and energy? We recommend that you be honest. Everyone has their own reasons for volunteering, whether they're a new member and want to enhance their resume, or an older volunteer and just want to give back to the organization. What is expected if they volunteer? Each chapter has different roles, but there are descriptions, resources, and deadlines available on our website. So I'm going to share my desktop with you quickly, just a minute. So if you go to vmaonline.org, you can go to volunteer resources through the following steps. On the home page on the right-hand side, you'll find under Login To, the member login. Click on that, click Login, enter your username and ID, and it's not a problem if you forget this. We can look it up quickly in our database if you want to give us a quick call or shoot me an email. So once you're logged in, click on Volunteer Resources. We have a lot of information for you, so I encourage you to go on this website when you have a little bit of time just to look through it, because I don't want you recreating something that we've already done and have it in our volunteer resources library here. So if you scroll to the bottom, we've tried to categorize all the information, but it is a lot, so if you have questions for us, please let us know. So for volunteer recruitment in particular, we do have sample phone scripts and letters, and you can, if you don't see one that specifically meets your needs, you can either take one of these templates and adjust it for what your chapter is going for, or let me know and I can do that for you. And in addition to being honest, we really encourage you to give your own story. Personal narratives are very influential. What does DMA mean to you? Why do you feel like it's important to give back? Like I just said, everybody has their own reasons for volunteering, and you might find a connection with this new volunteer. Let the potential volunteer know of any hesitancy you might have had coming in. Maybe you weren't sure what the role was, or you weren't sure how you would get along with the board. Let them know that so they don't think it's only them that experiences these emotions. After explaining why they should join, ask them. Directly asking members to volunteer is the most effective method. Tell him or her what skills or personality traits make him or her a good candidate, because compliments go a long way. If other volunteers are helping to recruit, if you have a membership committee or secretary helping do this, be sure to provide them with the information they need to be successful at recruiting. Let them know that levels of involvement can vary. New volunteers don't have to be on the board of directors. They can have more ad hoc positions one time, such as helping out at the meeting or writing an article for the newsletter, maybe finding a speaker for a meeting. We also recommend that you target new members. This is the moment of peak interest and excitement about DMA. And even if they're not interested right now, the member may keep it in the back of their mind for when they are ready. Some tips for helping your recruitment drive: make it easy to get involved. Offer options on how they can help. One volunteer recommended to Let the new volunteer know that they are there for any help that they need. All they have to do is ask. So don't let them think that they're walking the plank or they're completely alone. The newsletter editor can also include an I will serve form in the newsletter, or the webmaster can add it to the website, and they can also be added to new member welcome packets. You can also invite new members to board meetings if it's held at a restaurant. Give them the incentive that it'll be a free dinner, and they can see how the chapter works through the board. This will also provide networking for them. Make sure you promote the incentives of volunteering. If your chapter provides reduced meeting rates or travel reimbursement to state and/or national conferences, let them know that they can get free CEs or at least discounted and travel costs. Build their network locally and nationally. And finally, show appreciation and spotlight current volunteers. Recognizing accomplishments of your current board at meetings, on the website, and in the newsletter can let others know that their effort isn't going in vain. That there's a lot done behind the scenes that the general membership might not see. Another current volunteer had advice specifically for meeting planning for new volunteers, and make it seem like you're planning a party, especially if it's an anniversary party, because people tend to want to be more involved with celebrations rather than if you just tell an educational meeting. We've put together some further resources for you. As I mentioned and showed you before, we have our website, which is a wealth of information. If you want to have a computer at your meeting to show general membership, ones who might not be volunteers yet, what's available to them, this may inspire them to get more involved. We also have how-tos, again, on that volunteer resources page. We do have a free CE for meeting planning, but this is only for active chapter leaders. You can see on the right side of the screenshot. It's at the top of that gray box. We encourage everyone to go through this course. You can save it. You do need a unique logon and password, so you'll have to register for it first. But it's a really easy way to get a free CE, and this may be an incentive also for potential volunteer recruitment. Here at headquarters, we also have brochures. We are going through the transition of changing everything from DMA to ANSP, so we might not have everything in stock, but I can definitely still help you if you're going to an Allied Association meeting or a healthcare fair. Let me know what you need. Your fellow officers on the board can also be extremely helpful with finding new volunteers. Everyone has a unique network and a perspective of how to build your diverse team. And finally, there is headquarters. We work in the chapter relations department, and you can reach us at the toll-free number listed here or at chapters@gmaonline.org. If a potential volunteer asks you a question that you aren't sure what the answer is to, let us know, and we can create the connection with them as well. And before I let you go, I just want to keep you updated on the name change from DMA to the Association of Nutrition and Food Service Professionals. In early September, we sent presidents-elect, chapter council members, and the chapter leadership team information for the upcoming fall meetings. There were newsletter articles included and also a PowerPoint presentation, FAQs, and we've been hearing great feedback on all of that, but if you get a question from the membership that you aren't sure about, please let us know. We also have specific FAQs for chapters, including information about bylaws, the IRS, bank statements, and banners. We are working hard during this transition, and we would like to keep you informed and involved. And if you have any specific questions for us, please let us know. We don't want you to feel lost or like this isn't going on without you, so we encourage you to contact us. Well, thank you for joining today, and we have a few dates down here if you want to catch up on chapter information. The IRS 990 is due. This is on October 15th. This is the tax-exempt form for the government, so this is probably the most important date on here. So if you have questions filling that out, please contact us and we can help you out. Or you can contact the IRS directly. And I promise they're not that mean. I've spoken with them before and they were very helpful. So don't be intimidated by that. But if you have any other questions about volunteer recruitment or anything mentioned during this presentation, please let me know. Thank you for joining us today.